Hello, welcome to Access. I'm Rob. Joining us is Holly.
Hey guys.
And you are watching Project Cars 2. Recently announced we've been to Sweden to play the game.
Yeah, we have.
And here are 7 things you need to know about Project Cars 2. Holly, you've done your usual and taken ridiculous amounts of notes. So let's get stuck in. Number 1, we're going to talk about the weather and the seasonal changes on the tracks, because a big part of Project Cars 2 is authenticity and attention to detail.
Yeah, no, I know it sounds daft because Project Cars, the original, obviously had this. This is not exactly new to Project Cars. They've now taken it to like the nth degree. Every single track has weather and time of day as well, and seasonal changes that you can change.
Yeah.
So, for example, there'll be a track around Mount Fuji. You might want to do it in the springtime, which means that the track will be dry, but then you might want to come back and do it in the dark at winter, which means it'll be icy and snowy. Every track has it, and you can change it to how you want it to be. And for Project Cars 2, that's a big deal.
Because quite often you get racing games that have you can race in the day, you can race in the night, but sometimes you can only race certain tracks at night. Sometimes you can only race certain tracks in certain seasons. But with Project Cars, every single track can be raced at any time of day of your choosing, and during any season as well.
Yeah, and how quick you want that to change as well with the time. So, for example, the time lapse could change quickly over a couple of laps, or you could be doing, the full, just want to race like the middle of the night.
So you could do like a lovely winter, sunny, like a crisp, sunny winter day.
A low winter sun.
Yeah.
Get all the, all
the lens flare.
Yeah, beautiful.
Or you could do amazing wrecks. The rain droplets on the bonnet looks great. But anyway, point number 2, let's move on to the tracks.
Yes.
Because when it comes to attention to detail and authenticity, the effort they've put into recreating the tracks is absurd. We saw a presentation.
Yeah.
And they basically explained how they'd sent drones
Yep.
over all of the tracks that they have in the game, and there are a lot of tracks.
Yep, this is the most tracks that have ever been in any console racing game.
And stitched together their recreation of the tracks from, did he say, about 700 separate drone photos.
It was incredible to look at.
Stitched together, and so the tracks are recreated inch by inch perfectly.
Yeah, so this isn't just them driving around the tracks to recreate it. They've literally got the tracks from every angle. And they've got more tracks than ever before as well. So they have really gone out of their way to make sure that, if simulation is your thing, this is as close as you're ever going to get.
If you're seriously into your racing and you want a proper, serious sim that's as authentic as it gets, and you want to feel like you're racing in these iconic circuits, then you're going to get a big kick out of this.
Definitely.
Point number 3, Live Track 3.0.
Yeah, which sounds really fancy.
It sounds like some kind of super mode.
Yes.
Which kind of talks about the tracks and the weather, but it's about how all of that can change.
Yeah, it's
within
about bringing the
race.
Track to life.
Yes.
So Live Track is something they've had basically the whole time the studio has been making games. But this is the latest iteration of that engine, hence the 3.0. But this is all about the track surface. So, for example, if you are constantly coming off the track and going through the grass, you're going to start pulling more dirt onto the track. That means you've now got loose dirt and loose gravel. So when you go over that, your wheels, you will struggle to get the traction. So it's how it affects the track. For example, if you go out, you've got new tyres, and you're practicing on the track for the first time, your tyres do wear down. They do wear down really quickly, and that does leave residue on the track. So when you then go back into the track, it remembers this, and that residue is still left.
Yes.
And so even if you change your tyres, you will get a different feeling from that track because of what's been left behind.
And it's not just that. There's the how the weather changes. The weather can go from sunny to raining during a race. And they said in the presentation that often when it rains in a racing game, just the road gets wet and slippery. Fair enough. But in Project Cars 2, they've modelled each circuit to such detail that puddles will build up in real time in depressed areas of the track. So if there's a certain area of track that's slightly lower than another
Yep.
area of the track. Puddles will gradually build up, and they won't just appear puddles if it's raining. The puddles will gradually get bigger and bigger and bigger, and they'll slowly expand.
It's amazing.
And the water will run towards the drainage systems if a track has a drainage system.
And they've mapped all the drainage systems, so they know exactly
Yeah.
where their drains are.
And if you run off the track and get dirt onto the track, and it then rains on the dirt, that
Yeah.
creates mud. So mud will be on the track.
Yeah.
It's
And it's
it's
visual.
the nerdiest stuff. But if you are,
good stuff.
if you want your racing game as realistic as possible,
This is it.
then it doesn't get much better than that.
Not
That's
really.
amazing.
Yep.
Number 4, online championship mode.
Yes.
Tell me about this, Holly.
So this was a really big one for them. So for anyone who has friends that enjoy playing racing games, if you want to run your own little tournament, someone's got to take charge, right? Someone's got to, have the pen and paper and write down who come first and then give out the points.
I remember doing this for PES at university.
Basically,
I had a
we've all
spreadsheet
done
with
it.
fixtures and top goal scorers and everything.
And like figuring out the points
Yeah.
and sign. Well, they've now built all of this into the game. So, for example, you and your friends can start some races. You can string races together as well. So if you're all online, you can just keep going. You can actually save your replays and make a highlights reel. So if you guys have been playing for a while and you've got some great moments, it auto tracks your progress. So if you've been offline but your friends have been playing their matches, you can come on and see who won and how the points have changed, which is itself means no one's got to get the Excel spreadsheet out anymore,
This
which
is
makes
great.
a difference. And points and standings are also auto distributed. So the game will figure out the points that everyone
So there
needs.
can be no arguing.
No arguing. And you can do all of this now. And using the PlayStation functionality, if you set a reminder, the PlayStation will remind you and it'll boot the game up and take you into the into the game so you can play your match. So there's no excuses
That's
for
another
not
level
turning
of
up.
organisation, isn't it, there?
But they know that. They know
Yeah.
that that's the community they're building. So whether you're friends in real life or you're friends online, you can always come together and have these races.
And point number 5 kind of leads on from that. Point number 5 is broadcaster functionality.
Which is so cool.
There is some very cool stuff, like if you're having a tournament with your friends, just tell us about how you can broadcast that to...
Yeah. So we already know.
world.
We already know we can use Twitch, right? We
Yeah.
already know we can press the share button and we can use Twitch. Now, what you can do here is you can assign a director, which is incredible. So
This is insane.
The director gets to control which camera angles people are seeing on the Twitch stream, what overlays appear, so it might come up with where everyone is in their lap, what their times are. You can just
It's basically be like watching a race on TV.
yeah, no, it is. You get to look at a director's point of view and see which camera angles you want to use, which cars you want to follow. You could also then, if you have another friend who wants to do it, assign a shoutcaster or a caster, and that person will then do the casting,
commentary.
the commentary.
So technically, hypothetically speaking, we could set up a PlayStation Access
Yeah.
Project Cars 2 tournament. All 4 of us could race against each other.
Yeah.
Someone else, and we could stream it over Twitch. Someone
Yeah.
else could be in charge of the camera angle that gets shown
Yeah.
to the viewer. They could have like the little graphics that come up saying who's in the lead, the best lap times, and someone else could be commenting on the top. You could watch that race
Yeah.
like it was a real race on TV.
Yeah, and then what they've done then to make it easy to find, that is also built into the game.
Mm-hmm.
So you can just go and see everybody who's live now, people who've just been live, and they'll collate all of the video on demand then as well to make stuff really easy to find in retrospect.
So you could
Again,
have a
makes it
whole
easier.
evening of Project Cars 2 just watching other people
You could
racing
literally,
each
like,
other.
you know how you'd come home and maybe put the Formula 1 on?
Yeah.
You literally just come home and put on
Project Cars 2.
and watch it like you were watching the Formula 1.
Okay, number 6.
Licenses.
Licenses. Everyone loves some good licenses.
So obviously with Project Cars, when that was starting out, it is not always easy to get brands on board. And there were some brands missing from Project Cars because of this. Project Cars' success and its very passionate community have meant that new brands and new motorsports are now on board. So maybe ones that were missing before. However, they won't tell me what just yet.
Oh, it's a big secret.
It is, but it just means that the roster of cars available and tracks available and just names that you'll recognise are growing. And that's because Project Cars has had such amazing support.
I mean, that's, again, another people who are really interested in authenticity.
Yeah.
They're going to really get a good kick out of being able to drive on those real-life tracks in those real-life cars.
It's how it feels.
And the attention to detail on the car models, we don't even need to say, is
perfect.
immaculate.
Well,
Like,
it's because
they've
it's the
modelled these
stuff-
cars as
Well, it's been
accurate as
supplied,
possible.
hasn't it? The manufacturers have given them all the information. Nick Hamilton was chatting to me. They said the sound They've gone next level on the sound as well, thanks to the manufacturers. It's getting the car on the road and just, they were putting microphones inside the exhaust at one point just to get it as perfect as they can. And that's Project Cars 2 through and through.
And our last point, tell us about the competitive racing license.
Now,
this is a cool thing.
It is. And in fact, if you guys really want a lot of detail about the competitive racing license and esports, we've actually got a separate video for this.
Yes.
It's actually got Slightly Mad Studios talking to us about it. But the competitive racing license is about you and your standing in the online world.
Yes.
So you will have your rank. Now, your rank will go up and down depending on how you race. So, for example, if you race really well against somebody who is much better than you, you will get more points. But if you all of a sudden start losing to people who you should be able to beat, maybe because you just, you're not playing properly and you're being a bit sloppy, you will have points and ranking taken off you. Mm-hmm. Also, if you're the kind of person who is a bit of an ass when you play and you want to go backwards and smash into people, they will use this as matchmaking. And you will find yourself put with these type of people more and more.
Because you get a rating for that as well.
And
like
you get a rating
professionalness rating. I don't know what the real word for that is.
I'm sure there is a real word and everyone's cursing us because we don't know it.
I'm using professionalness.
Yes. And this matchmaking is all based around your license. So it's really about thinking, if I'm going to play online, and I'm going to play competitively, I need to be thinking about my behavior, who I'm playing against, and every match counts.
It's good then if you want to play ridiculously and drive the wrong way, you'll get match made with other people who play like that. So you can have a big old destruction derby if you like, and the people who want to play it seriously, they can be put together and have a good old serious race. Yeah,
exactly. They have reassured me though that if you do see the errors of your ways and would like to get out of what they call the seventh circle of hell, the game will find a way to raise you back up to playing with actual human beings who are nice.
That's good. That's good to know.
Nice.
I don't know what they're going to do for players like me who might be serious but are so bad I crash anyway.
I think we'll all just be together in the first apex on the first bend. It'll all just be all 8 of us.
A special category of people who try really hard but are just rubbish at racing games.
Oh, the participation award.
Yes. I'll be in that category. Come and find me, and we'll have a lovely race. But there are 7 things you need to know about Project Cars 2.
Yep.
It's looking sensational. We've played the game like a pre-alpha build still of the game. It's already looking glorious, and that's what you're watching right now.
And everything you're seeing here actually is pre-alpha as well.
It's pre-alpha, but I think you'll agree it's still looking very, very good. Let us know what you think of the game in the comments, and please do subscribe because we have more on Project Cars 2 on the channel and coming up in the future.